Hi wonderful people, welcome to my channel. Now that I have finished some parts of giving you some generalities of how to examine Rahu and Ketu, these are just small aspects. There are many aspects to these things. Jyotish is like peeling an onion. It's many layers interwoven into one another. It's not just one thing, and I'll give you an example. For example, speaking of Rahu and Ketu. Okay, so Rahu and Ketu also represent your ancestral karma, not just yours. One of the things that astrologers fail to decipher in the mainstream is that they try to personalize everything. Everything is your karma. Not really. For example, when it comes to Rahu and Ketu, these are abstract energies. These are the push and pull energies in duality. Why are we faced with that? I have seen so many struggle with the idea that I am not obsessed with this heart of hearts, but why am I still having such people show up in my life? Why am I having such things going on? Tendencies. You inherit the ancestral karma, and in Ketu's case, it is said that it is from mitochondrial DNA, your mother's maternal lineage on the mother's side, or the XX-chromosome side. Everything to do with your maternal grandmother and so on, the matrilineal lineage, you inherit that as Ketu in your chart, in the nakshatra, etc. So the Ketu stands for the maternal side of things. Rahu on the opposite side stands for paternal grandfather things. So you might have inherited all the obsessions and the compulsions of your paternal grandfather, and they say it goes up to 7 generations up in your lineage. So you can imagine how complex this thing gets, isn't it? That rabbit hole, if you want to go down there. It's not just the individual. So in counseling, coming to Jyotish, do not personalize your chart too much to do with you. Do not. One of the dangers and pitfalls and the labels people get thrown on is this is all your stuff. Not exactly. If you look at your life and if you look at your relatives, your family, your friends, your difficulties you went through, the boss, the friend, all the rest of it, you think, I didn't really ask for any of this stuff. Sometimes you might feel very disjointed from the whole drama that goes on in your private human world, isn't it? And I've seen it even in my clients. And it's natural. It's with all of us. So think of Rahu and Ketu also as your ancestral karma which you have inherited. When you take on a body, you have to bargain. There's a trade-off. You're coming into a lineage which has its own karma.